Hi everyone, it's Nicole, and this will be my last upload for about a week. I'm going away to my daughter's cheerleading competition. It's the Nationals, and it's in Niagara Falls, Canada. So I'm just showing you a few of the products that I think I'm going to be using. A lot of it is from the February Studio Calico kit, and then I did pull out some of my own stash. Just because I find as I'm getting more and more pages done, I like to add some different stuff so my pages don't all look the same. This is layout 20 of 50 for the Facebook challenge, and I will put a link in the description. And this layout took me 1 hour and 7 minutes. And this is a layout of my daughter and my grandson. When he was born, she had him so quickly that he had to go to ICU because he was breathing too fast. So he was there for, I don't know, 10 hours, 12 hours or something like that. They just wanted to make sure everything was okay. And there was like a murmur on his heart too. So they just, they also said that it could have been because she had him so quick. She had him within 8 minutes of pushing. So they said it could have been that the heart, like the little flaps, didn't have time to completely shut. So they just want to keep an eye on him. And everything was fine. And that's all it was. And so this was the first time that when they brought him and she could actually hold him. And so when I saw that paper that came in the kit this month and it said boy meets girl, right away I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. And I thought it'd be perfect for, for the first time that, well, it's not the first time, but the first time that she could actually hold him and actually enjoy holding him. And that paper is from Jenny Boleyn, Boy Meets Girl. And then that red paper is from Lost and Found, My Mind's Eye. And then I just used the reversed also to mat the photo. So these are those doilies that I had stamped out a few layouts ago, and I've kind of put them behind me and kind of forgot about them. So I thought I would put them to use. So I'm going to cut them out. I just stamped them with Stays On vellum, and I'm just going to cut them out. And each little doily actually has like a little bubble, several little bubbles around each, if you want to call them petals. But there's no way I was going to cut that out. So I just cut around it. And where it's vellum, it doesn't really show anyway. So I was okay with that. So at first I'm just going to take out, I had actually stamped 3. And I'm just going to use 2 at the beginning. And then later on in the page, I'm going to decide that I want to use the 3rd one that I had stamped out. So I'm going to get that too. I'm just going to reach over here and get that layout because I did that a few days ago, so it's hard for me to remember exactly what I put everything on the page. So I'm starting to look through my digital kit and see if there's anything that, I want to use. So there's a few labels that I'm going to cut up and use on the page. And then there's that tag with the arrows, and that's where I'm going to put my title. And the title is going to be simple too. It's just going to be Boy Meets Girl. And then I'm going to use some of that grid paper. I believe that's from Basic Gray. It's the backside of that paper that's all like cut apart that you can, it's all different kinds of tickets and stuff. So I had taken out, I always buy the add more paper or more pattern paper. And then whenever there's a sheet that I can cut up, I just take the second one out and use it as the pattern paper. So yes, it was Basic Gray. So I'm just going to cut that out and I'm going to put it in the pocket. And I did this after, like, I even took the pictures and everything. I noticed that I left that square, that journaling spot. And I didn't journal on this page yet because I'm going to let my daughter journal on this. But I did round the corners with my corner rounder. So the journaling is going to stay blank until she journals on it. I just thought it'd be neat to have sort of a little letter, from his mom. And then I decide on using some twine to separate that pattern paper, but I'm also going to put some washi tape there too. And this layout I actually did for 2 peas in a bucket challenge for National Scrapbook Day. And it was to use 5 tools on your page. And I'm pretty sure at the beginning I kind of showed you all 5 tools that I used. I used my paper trimmer, my scissors, some die cuts, punch, and then I ended up using a paper piercer, and then there was and my stapler. So I actually used six tools on my page. So I'll be uploading that to the 2 Ps. I believe it was challenge number 3, and it was to use 5 tools. So as soon as this is uploaded to YouTube, then I uploaded either both to the Facebook challenge and to the 2 Ps. These pages were done, like I said, a few days ago. I did them Saturday and were Tuesday, so 3 days ago. But I don't upload them until the process video and everything. I upload everything together only because I know I'm just going to get all confused about what's uploaded to YouTube, what's uploaded here or there. So I just do it all at once. And if if you notice that, well, she said she did that page 3 days ago. How come she didn't upload the picture of it 3 days ago? That's why, because I'm just going to get confused about where I put it. So I just do it all at once. And now I'm looking through my washi tape, and I love this one. And sorry, I don't know who makes it, but it's different than other washi tape. It's sort of vinyl-y, I guess, instead of paper. And so I'm just going to put it on some white cardstock, and then I'm going to punch it out. And then I only end up using one of them. I just end up using the smallest one. But then I just put the other 2 in my stash, and I'll use it up some other time. So I'm going to put my stamps away because I'm always afraid of losing them. Because for some reason, whenever I lose something in this scrap room, it disappears forever. So I put stuff away right away. So I really had a lot of fun participating in all the challenges for National Scrapbook Day. I was very fortunate that I was off for those 2 days. I think altogether that weekend I got 6 or 7 pages done. And I believe 5 or 6 of them were for challenges, and one I just did because I wanted to do. I don't know what it is, but whenever I have, like, they tell me what I have to use, it almost, I don't know, almost stops my creativity, or it just kind of slows me down. And I don't know if it's because because that's how I used to scrapbook. I used to scrapbook using sketches, and I used to, scrap lift a lot. And ever since I joined the Studio Calico Kit Club, I don't know, just having all those papers and all those embellishments all together, I just started, doing my own stuff, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And I still love to scrap lift, and because there's a lot of wonderful scrapbookers out there, and when your brain gets exhausted, it's the perfect opportunity. You just take a layout that you absolutely love, and you just get it done. And the main thing is it's in your scrapbook, and your family gets to enjoy the photos. My husband was saying just the other day, because I have a lot of my photos in those almost like shoe boxes, but you can buy them at Michael's. They're photo boxes. And I have probably 40 that are completely full. And a lot of them are pre-digital. So I used to, it was filmed, so you had to print them out right away, or the film would go bad if it was undeveloped for too long. And so I have a lot of those in boxes, and I need to get them scrapbooked because he was saying, well, you know, those photos are in the boxes and nobody can see them. So, I mean, I do get a lot of pages done, but I take way more photos than I can ever scrapbook. So I don't think I'll ever get caught up, but I need to go back a little bit more and scrapbook older photos too. Maybe what I should do is, you know, do 3 or 4 of current and then go back in time and do 2 or 3. And then, because I like to scrapbook in the moment right now because the journaling is fresh, everything is fresh. And then you can journal more about moments of what happened that day instead of we went to the park that day, and not so much of, you know, the funny things that happened that day. Or so that's what I like about journaling stuff that is right now, because the journaling is so much more interesting, I guess, instead of just saying, you know, we went to the park. So but I need to go back and do that. So I put down that journaling. It was these little envelopes that we had gotten last month, I believe, and they're from Simple Stories. And they were in that little box that I made myself out of chipboard, and they had kind of were short, so I couldn't see them. And at the end of the month, when I went through to see what I had used up, I totally forgot that we had gotten those. So I kept them with my stash, and I'm going to try to use them up. So I'm going to use one on this page, and then I put one of those labels, digital prints, one of those hearts that I just stamped out, and that stamp set is from Stampin' Up, and it also came with a die that you could cut them out. And then I put a little tweet bird, and then at the top I put again a label, a heart, a tweet, some washi tape, and then on that little tag I punched it out, and then I guess I used a punch for that too, so I ended up using 7 tools. And then I put some twines there, and then there was a brad that we got a few months ago in one of the kits, and it said love. And then I put a little potty girl and a potty boy. And then on top of one of those arrows that we got, and it was from Smash. And they're almost like little tabs, and I've been taking them out every layout and not being able to use them. So I did manage to use one on this page. And this is where I decided that I wanted another one of those doilies, because I had already glued the other one down, so I couldn't cut them in half anyway. And that third doily, when I stamped it out, it didn't stamp out right anyway, so the bottom part wasn't very nice, so I didn't mind that I had to use a third one. So I'm going to put I finally used one of those speech bubbles that came in the kit, and then I had punched out a circle of that Pebbles. It was a 3x4 card that was from my stash, and I put that in the speech bubble. And then I put a little tweet bird at the top right, and then I also I had one red enamel dot left, so I put it to the top right. And then now I'm going to work on my title, and I use some of those basic gray alphas, and it's going to say Boy Meets Girl. Now this layout, there is a lot going on. Like I have a lot of embellishments, a lot because the pattern paper is kind of busy. And then I put some washi tape too to separate the paper from the background. And I probably would have liked the page better on vanilla cardstock, but I'm trying to stop myself from just using earth colors as my background, or plain colors like white, vanilla, craft, black, gray. I'm trying to add a little bit more colors into my scrapbooks. So I'm forcing myself. One, I always buy the extra cardstock from Studio Calico so that it matches the kit. And then I force myself on using those cardstocks so that I have a variety in my album. in my albums and not just, you know, always the same. Because I do tend to gravitate more for the plain colors from my background. So now I'm going to add some twine, and I'm going to put it in 3 spots, and it's going to be where those little tweet birds are. So I'm going to put it with where it says boy meets girl. There's a little bird there. I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to put it with the little journaling thing. And then also I used some of the thickers that we got in this month's kit, and I spelt out his name on top of the journaling, because this journaling is going to be to him about how she felt, you know, the first time that she held him. And I gave her a call and I said, you know, I did a page and you're going to need to do the journaling. And she's like, well, I don't know what to say. And I said, well, you know, just take a piece of paper right now and just start writing, you know, your feelings. And when he's older, he'll be able to look at that, and it'd be kind of neat for him to know that you wrote this, you know, like however many years ago, when the day that he was born. So now I decide on using Studio Calico Mist, the white, and then the red. And I believe it's Hot Daddy Dog. I love that name. And that's it. The page is done. And like I said, I didn't round the corners on that little journaling card, but I did afterwards. Right now it is rounded just because it matches that envelope better. So this is page 20 out of 50. So I'm almost halfway there. And we'll see you in a week. Thanks for watching. Bye.